Okay, so here we go. 5 at 5. So what are we talking about today? 2 hours later, India takes center stage to try and win another white ball series. But that actually is inconsequential. Whether or not we win, whether or not we lose is not the point. The point has largely become the form of Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav. A lot of people have commented Shubman Gill not suited for T20s. Is India worried? Will India be alarmed? Should India be alarmed? Surya Kumar Yadav not getting runs for the longest time has been a bad patch. Again, captaincy has been stellar. Look at the Asia Cup final. Look at the matches in Australia. Ekana, somebody says, freaking awesome. Slow wicket. Toss is crucial. Chasing is difficult. Forget the toss. Tosses don't win you cricket matches. Ultimately, you have to win. Think of the due. Suppose you lose the toss. Does it mean that you will be knocked out? World Cup, February, will be winter, at least in some places. So what does India do? The question that we are asking on the show, Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav, the two people who are your leaders, Captain Surya Kumar Yadav, Vice Captain Shubman Gill, should India be alarmed? Is it a big game for them tonight? I'll come back to this. Coming to the IPL auction, the story or the headline, uncapped players, whether it is a Prashant Veer for 14 crores or a Kartik Sharma or an Akshat Raghuvanshi or an Akib Nabi, any one of these players, the story, uncapped players. Our correspondent Abhishek Mishra went to Prashant Veer's village, produced a fabulous show. We will play a chunk of that. My colleague Devashish Sen went and interviewed Manoj Tiwari, former India cricketer. Manoj Tiwari says it is not on reputation. The only thing that matters is performance. He's questioned Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav. That's Manoj Tiwari. We will play you a clip from that Manoj Tiwari interview. Ashes 326 for 8 Australia after being reduced for 93 for 4. 100 from Alex Carey saving the day after an 80. And lower order once again, Mitchell Starc contributing with runs. Nathan Lyon blocking balls, 18 balls for a duck. Yet Australia 326 for 8 at one point in time. Jofra Archer 3 for 7. England couldn't capitalize. Bhanu Prasad says it's been a long time. Should get big score. If batted first, he should get. Who are you talking about? If Bumrah available for today's match, asks Ripon Ghosh. The BCCI will update. Akshar Patel is out. That was the update. Bumrah had gone home for the last game because of family reasons was the update. Finally, a couple of things that we will discuss also on the show. Shardul Thakur very unhappy with the NRR at the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Mumbai out, and that's the point. GOAT Abhishek, he's not GOAT by any stretch of imagination, Bhanu Prasad. He's a young kid on the block who's cutting his teeth and has a decent year. To use the word GOAT for Abhishek Sharma is complete rubbish. So when you mention something, I think you have to exercise a bit more prudence. Virat Kohli is GOAT, not Abhishek Sharma. So that's Jasprit Bumrah is GOAT, not Abhishek Sharma. Abhishek Sharma is a talented young kid who is cutting his teeth in international cricket, has had a decent year, plenty for him to do before even remotely be considered a legend, leave alone a GOAT. So when you use words like GOAT, have some responsibility because there are others like a Tendulkar or a Kohli or a Steve Smith or somebody like that who's played this game. Freaking awesome, 2025. Why, bro, chill. You chill. My show, not yours. Simple. Did you see any hard call on? That's the question, Priyanshu. That's the question we are asking on this show. That should India be alarmed with the form of Surya Kumar Yadav and Shubman Gill? Plenty of people are talking about this, that should India be alarmed? Now, the fact is, we have few more games against New Zealand, 5, 2 more games in this series, and then it's the World Cup warm-up, I think on the 4th of February against South Africa, 7th of February, first game against the US in Mumbai, 12th Namibia, 15th Pakistan, 18th Netherlands, and then the three Super 8 games, 22nd, 26th, and 1st. So, frankly, there's not too much time left. There is not too much time left. We've got one warm up game, two games this series, and five games against New Zealand. Five games. Himadri Chakraborty, I'll come and take your question. That's an important one. Sunil Gavaskar or Leo Messi. And I've got quite a lot to add to that. But coming back to the Shubman Gill story and the Surya Kumar Yadav story, my point is, I think Shubman Gill, by the fact that he spent a lot of time out there in the middle in the last game, should help him get back to form. That's what happened with a Virat Kohli in Australia. That's what happened with a Rohit Sharma in Australia. If you check the first game of the ODI series, Virat first ball duck, Rohit did not score. Second match, Rohit Sharma, what Shubhanda and Rohit Juglan? What are you asking? Ask the question. Second match, Rohit Sharma did not look the part at all for the first maybe 30 runs. And all of a sudden, started getting into groove because he was prepared, as Clive Lloyd always tells me, he was prepared to look ugly. Virat Kohli, on the other hand, once again a first ball duck, and then in the third game in Sydney scores runs, spent time out there in the middle. What happened? After that, in the series against South Africa, in the three games, 200 plus runs, 200s. Rohit Sharma, 200 runs in Australia, third game was 100. Here also, 250s. So all it is about, spending time out there in the middle. Shubman Gill was out of the game for 3 weeks, came back, 2 games failure, third game managed to get some runs and spend some time. Definitely not his best. Think of the balls against Bartman, multiple times play and miss. Even he was laughing. He didn't know what was happening, but he still was out there. He was willing to grind. He was willing to be there and contribute for the team's cause. That's what was good. I am not, don't call me Shubman Gill PR here. I'm not bothered about it. The fact that Shubman Gill was willing to grind it out there and look ugly, I thought augurs well for India. Coming to Surya Kumar Yadav, the peculiar thing about Surya Kumar Yadav, and I've done a copy, I think a column for Money Control on this, every time Surya Kumar Yadav has gone out there in the middle, he's actually looked good. Think of the first shot, through point 4, beautiful. Excellent shot, superb timing, couple more fours, and then that hoik. Normal circumstances, that's a bread and butter shot for Surya Kumar Yadav. Pick up, it'll land in the gallery. Here, it was an excellent catch. That's what happens. If you are in good sync, a miss hit will go for 6. And if you're not in good sync, a tremendous catch will happen and you'll get out for 12. So the moot point, should India worry? I think in the next couple of matches, if we do not get a big score from Surya Kumar Yadav and Shubman Gill, the murmur will start to get really loud. You have a Yashasvi Jaiswal sitting in the wings. Does that mean their captaincy, vice captaincy is in question? No. Does that mean India will look beyond them in the World Cup? No. But it does mean that the pressure will mount. We've seen that with captains and vice captains, that if runs don't come or wickets don't come, automatically pressure will start to mount, has to mount. Surya Kumar Yadav is human. This is a home World Cup. The women have won. You are defending champions. Rohit's team had won the tournament in the Caribbean and in the United States. So you're going into the tournament as a famed team. You won multiple white ball series in the recent past, practically everything, except that T20Is in Australia, that series, you won the T20Is, the ODIs, you won everything. All white ball series, you've got your box ticked. So Gautam Gambhir's record is phenomenal as a white ball coach. So keeping that in mind, if Surya Kumar Yadav and Shubman Gill don't score runs tonight and in the next game, pressure will mount. Social media will be in a tizzy. Not that you need to take social media at all seriously, but there will be questions asked, and rightly so, that when will the runs come? The World Cup is round the corner. Yashasvi Jaiswal is breathing down. He is sitting out there. India needs some runs to be scored. So how is it happening? That's the part. Let me take some questions. And I'll come back to this as well. RCB, what is this? Copeland, whatever, Walla. Vice captain in Indian cricket is just a joke. KL Rahul, vice captain, even Aksar. I don't think Shubman Gill is a joke. I think Shubman Gill has been made vice captain because he is tipped as your all format captain going forward. That's why he's been made vice captain, not as a stopgap solution. So in this case, certainly it's not a joke. Himadri Chakraborty, what's your take on Sunil Gavaskar's take on Sportstar column questioning whether Messi should have honored his commitment? Sunil Gavaskar is 200% correct. 200%. And you know why this happens? Because we are a servile class. We have this enormous, we kind of go mad when we see celebrities. Celebrities automatically turn God in front of us. And because of our servility, because of our madness for a selfie or an autograph and this absolute adulation for superstars, we don't question. Leo Messi was here on business. Leo Messi has signed the dotted line. Leo Messi has signed a contract. Sunil Gavaskar is talking about Salt Lake. Let me give you the Delhi example. In the Delhi meet and greet, Leo Messi was supposed to be in that room for 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Every person, excuse me, there was a commitment for a handshake and a photograph. One group picture with 20 people was taken and no handshake. Somebody ought to have questioned him. It was his team that signed the dotted line. People paid money. People landed up in the hotel. They were not responsible for Messi's flight getting delayed. So why would he not honor that commitment? The problem is we will not ask these questions. The problem is if Leo Messi comes into that room for 2 minutes, we think God has stepped into the room. And because of our adulation, the celebrity culture, the VVIP culture, the madness for such kind of celebs, we will not ask the pertinent question. Messi had come here on business to make money. So if he was here on business and he was on a professional assignment, he had to honor his commitment. Salt Lake Stadium, I understand that his security was not paramount. His security was not at a premium. Somebody apparently scratched him. If that happens, he's entitled to leave. Make no mistake. And I know that there was a scratch or something like that with a pen from someone who was an autograph seeker. If that has happened, I understand the fact that Messi was well within rights to leave. But I don't understand, and I absolutely don't get it, that when you've signed the dotted line with a meet and greet, when you've signed the dotted line with other engagements, how can you cut short and why will the organizers not question? Why? Shreyansh, absolutely. Sanju Samson, very much there. 100% right. Yashashvi Jaiswal and Sanju Samson. Sanju Samson and Abhishek Verma at the top of the order was stellar. So if Shubman Gill does not score runs in the next two games, absolutely you're right. Questions will be asked that Sanju Samson did score runs. Ripon Ghosh, what's your thought? Which team looks stronger after auction, Boryada? I'll come to that. I think quite a lot of teams are looking extremely good. Extremely good. And the funny part about an auction is that all the team owners will come and tell you, oh, we had a great auction. There will not be one IPL team owner who will come and say, oh, you know what? We didn't have the best auction. Everyone will say we got our best picks. We've got our wish list ticked. That's how the nature of the IPL is. But 4 teams will make the playoffs. The rest of the teams will not. So you will know this in May. Having said that, quite a lot of teams look very, very good on paper. Very, very good on paper. RCB, gun team. Gun team. And the fact that Romario Shepherd and Tim David have turned the corner. And now the kind of picks they have. They've gotten the reinforcements, RCB. I think they're very smart if you look at that batting order. Absolutely smart. I think Kolkata Knight Riders, people said 25 crores for Cameron Green, which I think is more, which I do think, but it is about the auction dynamic. It is about a mini auction, and in a mini auction, the demand far outstrips the supply, so you don't have an option. Having said that, Matish Patirana 18 crores, I think is more. I do think, but if you take a look at the Kolkata Knight Riders side, again, it looks very decent. Lucknow Super Giants, Josh Inglis, I understand next year will be 25%, but the point that I've made in one of my pieces today, you load up. The fact that Chennai has invested in a Prashant Veer or Chennai has invested in one of these youngsters, not because they will become Ravindra Jadeja in 26. He will not, and I'm telling you now. But he will possibly become a superstar in 3 years' time if he does do justice to his talent. That is what it is about an auction, that you load up. Because in a mini auction, you will have this kind of purse. In a major auction or a mega auction, you will not. So you will not be able to load up a team. Now that you have, you will keep this player with you and not release. That's how you build your core. That's what it is with Lamine Yamal. You keep him. That's what with Leo Messi when Barcelona acquired him. That's what with Prashant Veer or some of these youngsters with these teams. You invest in them. You invest in them like Lucknow with Mayank Yadav. That's how you invest in a youngster. You grow that youngster, make that youngster part of your team, and that's what I'm seeing with IPL scouting. Hope that answers. Who's the Shubhan Goel? Why not try Samson and Gill as opening pair for the last two games to see who's in better form? Fair point, fair point. But I don't think India will try that with Abhishek Sharma in gun form, and the series is still on the line. You've got to win the series. You've got to win the series, and if you leave out Abhishek Sharma all of a sudden, this is the only format he plays. He doesn't play ODI cricket. So what are you talking about? Abhishek Sharma, despite being in gun form, because you want to try someone else, you've left him out from the Indian setup. How will you explain that? Does it happen like that? No, it doesn't. If you want to really try out Sanju Samson, you could have tried out in place of Shubman Gill. You did not do that. You tried out someone else. So Shubman Gill is back in the format. We tried out Yashasvi Jai. So now you have to give Shubman Gill another couple more games, because last day he was out there. He was out there. He did the hard yards. He scored a 28. He was out there for close to about an hour, maybe 45-ish odd minutes, played those kind of balls. So you give him that opportunity. But, and you're right, if Shubman Gill does not score tonight, and if he does not score in the next game, the murmur will really become loud that why is Sanju Samson not being tried out? Why is he not being tried out? Sanju Samson's new batting stance is very bad in front of Jofra Archer. How many bowlers are there like Jofra Archer in the world? One, not even two. Sanju Samson on decent batting tracks can be an absolute bully. He can destroy attacks. And we've seen that. Sanju Samson has done really well for India. So when you say Sanju Samson not good against so-and-so, you're talking about the England series of last February, right? So when you think about it, the man still deserves an opportunity. Shubman Gill has been given a run, and very rightly so. Asia Cup, Australia, and now this one. That's why I'm saying you've got to give people a long rope. You've got to give people, and Shubman Gill is an outstanding talent, and everybody knows that. But what is talent without performance? That's why the worry, that's why the alarm, and that's why we started this with the show. Bumrah missed the last match, could miss this one as well. But did you miss Bumrah? South Africa 120 odd done. Harshit Rana bowled beautifully at the top of the order. All that trolling is now a thing of the past. So why are you not saying Harshit Rana bowled well? If you had trolled Harshit Rana before that, say that he did bowl well. He's justified his position in the side alongside Arshdeep Singh. If you can say the bad, say the good. So did you miss Jasprit Bumrah? Bumrah is not a problem here. Problem is Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav. Yes, you will tell me Bumrah bowled a few full tosses. Bumrah will get it right, don't worry. Shubman Gill and Surya Kumar Yadav do need to score runs, and that's big. Will Shahbaz Ahmed, Rahul Bollo, will Shahbaz Ahmed get a chance? I don't think so. Maybe not at one go. Akshar Patel's replacement could, but I don't think he should be advanced ahead of some of the others who are already warming the bench. You've given Kuldeep Yadav one game, Ekana. If the pitch is turgid, if the pitch holds up, if there is turn, Kuldeep Yadav can be a handful. Why would you leave Kuldeep Yadav out after giving him just one game? When India managed to hold South Africa for 120, what's the example? I mean, what is the reasoning? Do you think there was any sense of going for Mathish Pathirana? I actually think 18 crores for Mathish Pathirana is way too much. My point. Mathish has not become the bowler that one expected him to become. His slingy action is no longer a surprise. We also know that Mathish is injury prone. So I was impressed by the fact that KKR bought Akashdeep for 1 crore as a backup. I was. So you have a Harshit, you have a Vaibhav, you have a Kartik Tyagi, you also have an Akashdeep. So you have Indians. What does that mean? That means you can play one extra foreigner, because you will clearly play Sunil Narayan at the top along with Finn Allen, and maybe at number 3. So that's how your batting order will stack up, right? With number 3 will be Cameron Green. So top 3 will be foreigners. If top 3 foreigners, does that allow you to play an extra foreigner if you are putting all Indian fast bowlers in? Vaibhav Arora, Harshit Rana, Akashdeep. Akashdeep plays at the Eden Gardens every day, knows the Eden Gardens wicket because he's from Bengal. Does that allow KKR? Does that allow KKR to go in with an extra foreigner and embellish or strengthen that middle order? Possible. Gill not believe Sanju Samson. Gill doesn't need to believe anyone. Why should Gill have to believe anybody? What are you asking? Ask a proper question. Thoughts on Maharashtra CM's wife back? Okay. Hello. My point is very simple. You're asking about the Amruta Fadnavis taking that selfie. My point about selfies are very clear. Selfies should not be done in a mass event. Any number of selfies can be, should be, automatically will have to be done in a red carpet or a meet and greet. Sponsors are paying money. Political class will always have that privilege. They can take any number of selfies in a closed door event of 400 or 500 people. I've got no problems with that. But when it becomes a mass event of 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 people, that's when the fan has to become central to the story, not the politician, not the VVIP, not the former sports person, not his or her son and daughter. I don't think anybody will grudge a Baichung Bhutia taking his son, but a fan who has, or someone else's son will say, because I am not Baichung's son, I did not get that. That's the problem. The problem is Baichung is entitled. Please understand what I'm trying to tell you. The fact is, Baichung, because of the fact that he is a footballer of the highest pedigree in India, he is entitled to going. What about his son? His son is not Baichung Bhutia. His son is going there because of the fact that he's Baichung Bhutia's son. That's the celeb culture. I've got no problems with this. This can happen in a closed door environment in a five-star hotel. Go, take your photographs, take your autographs, take anything you want, like the David Beckham event, exclusive event. No one is judging anyone. How many criticisms have you heard of the David Beckham event? Not one. Because it was pegged as an exclusive event meant for a certain class of people. No issues. But when you're pegging the event as a mass event, when you're charging 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 15,000 rupees from people, ordinary people, to come and watch a Leo Messi, and then you are saying the access will be given to the politician, to the VVIP, to the sports person, to the entitled, even people of our ilk, some journalists who were out there, that's when it becomes a big problem and the fan gets mad. Understandably so. No justification to vandalism, by the way. But you are actually kicking the fan in the gut. That's where it becomes a big problem. I also think, by the way, and I've done a piece today, I think this is a major opportunity, this Messi visit. I think it's an opportunity because it has kind of held up the mirror in front of us, that where we go wrong, where the celebrity culture can actually be tackled, how things can be improved in India, because such kind of events will keep happening, sometime with Messi, sometime with someone else. There will be concerts, there will be big events, there will be superstars coming, there will be celebrities coming. Wankade crowd, what is this question? Fit bunk? Or whose question was it? Too many questions again, so couldn't see it, sorry. 1 second. Yeah, there you go. One sec. Sorry, can you send it again? Oh boy, it's just vanishing. Fit monk. Wankade crowd chanted Chetri Chetri in front of Messi. It was really an emotional moment. Fantastic. Fantastic. Sunil Chetri deserves to be there. Baichung Bhutia deserves to be there, not their son. That's my issue. If you want to do an event in a stadium, the fan has to be the center stage, not the politician, not the celebrity. And I also understand that you cannot stop entitled people. That's how it is. Now, if you say, no, I will stop a minister, you can't. Don't do it. Don't do such an event which you can't control. Control the controllables. That's precisely why we say it. Do you think South Africa's terrible run in T20s will continue? I thought they played well in that second game, crossing 200. I don't think it's a terrible run. I think they've kind of played well in patches. I think India bowled very, very well up front with the 9 for 3 or something like that and 57 for 5. And then when Marco Jansen went out, that's when the match was done. So I think the credit should be given to the Indian bowling attack rather than blaming South Africa for a bad game, because just in the previous game, they literally shut India out, scoring 200 plus. And India, with their batting lineup, couldn't chase it down. They were never in the game after the top two went out for 17. So when we say, South Africa had very bad run or whatever, I don't think that's fair. They've been decent in patches. Boriala, who made better squad? Hyderabad was our saving grace, and event was beautifully organized. Pitbank again. You know what? We have pegged our expectation very, very low. Let me explain. Lionel Messi comes to India. Who's Lionel Messi? He's the world's greatest footballer. The fellow doesn't kick a ball in Calcutta. He actually did not kick a ball in Calcutta and went away. What did he do in Hyderabad? He played, some shots with the CM. He played kicked a couple of balls into the gallery. That's what he did. Now you are satisfied with that. Why? Because we have pegged our estimation this low. Have you seen one free kick from Leo Messi? Did you see a penalty shootout from Leo Messi? Why is Messi a genius? Because of his skill with the ball. Did you see that? You saw him kicking a few balls into the gallery. Did Messi do an actual football clinic? It was advertised. It was advertised as part of Calcutta. It was advertised as part of Delhi. Did you actually see Messi do a proper football clinic? No. Our expectation from the event became very, very low after the Kolkata disaster. We somehow think, Baba, there is no mob violence, there is no violence, no people, no stampede. At least event acha ho gaya chal. We have spent top dollar. Messi's gone back with more than 120 crores. Now you are actually talking about 120 crore rupees spent in a country that doesn't have a bidder for ISL, that doesn't have a bidder for I League. Today, your players, your I League, ISL national team players are staring at a dark tunnel. They do not have livelihoods. These people don't know when the league will start. These people don't know if there is a future in Indian football. We paid a global superstar 100 crore rupees, whatever it is. He has gone back richer. No one grudges him the money. But what I do grudge is, has anyone seen the real skill of Leo Messi? But our estimation of ourselves are so low that, okay, there was no mob violence like what we witnessed in Calcutta, means Hyderabad is greatly successful, Mumbai is greatly successful. Overall, if you take the macro picture of this visit, I actually think the visit was a disappointment and a disaster. Not politicizing, but Rahul Gandhi's conduct with Messi was 10 out of 10. Rahul, again, I am not a Congress person or a Trinamool person or a BJP person. Rahul Gandhi or anyone for that matter, if they go and take 100 selfies, I don't have a problem if they do it in closed doors. Rahul Gandhi did not jump about there, fair enough. But was the visit what we expected? What is the definition of concert? Anyone? What is the definition of concert? Where was a concert? I didn't see a concert. I thought Messi came, he waved, he kicked a few balls, he went away. Is that why he was brought here? I thought there would be a football clinic. Youngsters, young kids will have the time of their lives, half an hour with Leo Messi with the football. Yes, I understand he couldn't play 6 months ahead of a World Cup, and I get that. But I do think there was a football clinic that was supposed to happen, something magical, something that we'll remember, one free kick with a goalkeeper and Messi scores and we'll go whatever. Someone says, I'm running a PR game. I'm happy to. Nikhil Naz is welcome to say what he can. I actually welcome such kind of comments, Nikhil or anyone for that matter. They're good journalists. They're good journalists. By making a comment on me, he'll get a few views. So good on him. Indian crowd couldn't witness the artistry of the GOAT Messi. That's the point. That's precisely the point. A couple of free kicks or a couple of good shots, a couple of penalty shots. You will remember. Close your eyes. Anyone. Think what you will get from Messi. What you did get from Messi. Did you get anything? Pain. If you're a Kolkatan, what you've got is pain. If you've got nothing else, you will cross that Lake Town Road when you go to that airport. You will look at that 70-foot statue and you will think, this man came to my city. He's the world's greatest footballer. And what he did is he went back without kicking a football. Yes, couple of thousand selfies were taken. Couple of thousand photographs were taken, but the guy did not hit a football. Rohan Amake super chat today. The tickets or organizers never clarified the exact line of events. Exactly, Shayan Ganguly. That's precisely my point. Organizational nightmare. That's precisely my point. The fact of the matter is, district sent out a notification, and it had clinic, it had X, it had Y, a lot of things. People who bought, I bought tickets. My colleagues bought tickets. And we have those notifications. When I see those notifications, and then I see what transpired there, I'm not happy. Ashwin Anna mock auction experience was very good. Ashwin organized it very well. Very well. His team was professional. Sudarshan was excellent. His wife Preeti was hands-on. Gaurav Sundaraman was a great guy to interact with. I thought people had a good time. It was a good experience in Chennai. My only issue was the flights. Thankfully, I managed to land on time and then get to Hyderabad for the Telangana Rising Summit on time. So that's good. Actually, I think Shatadru Datta overcommitted. I think his organizational, the fact that credit should be given to Shatadru Datta for getting Messi to India, but his execution was rubbish. But is he the only person to blame? No. It was a collective systemic failure. Absolute. So if I was the host, and I do host the events for a living, what would I have done? Many people have asked me this. How would I have salvaged the event? It was pretty vanilla. When Messi was there in the stadium, all you needed to do was not let him inside the stadium. Put him in a VIP room in the Salt Lake Stadium and make an announcement that Leo Messi has arrived. Until and unless people who are inside the field of play leave, we will not start the program. That's all. And you keep announcing that for the next 5 to 10 minutes because Messi will be there. Messi will be there. Messi will have to be there because the booking is for 1 hour. The money has been paid till 12:30. He was supposed to reach the airport by 2 p.m. He actually reached the airport at 12:25 p.m., 1.5 hours before he was in the tarmac. So all you needed to do was put him there and then make that announcement. Make that announcement and get the field clear. Moment Messi enters, start checking field of play and get people into who only have field of play access and close the door. You had your event. Put him in a hood, open top jeep. Get him round the stadium to wave at the crowd. Get Rodrigo, De Paul, Suarez, and Messi in the middle of the stadium with a stage. Kick some balls in Calcutta. People would have been happy. Nobody was expecting anything. With an open goal, some penalty shots, couple of free kicks. Put the two of them there. You don't need to put anybody else. Just and the Messi event should have been about Messi. Why Shah Rukh Khan? Why Leander Pace? Why anyone else? People, did you see anyone come and tell you, oh, you know what? I didn't see Shah Rukh Khan. Oh, you know what? I didn't see Leander Pace. Oh, I didn't see Saurav Ganguly. Did anybody say that to you? No. All people said it. We did not get a glimpse of Messi. Why do you not want to celebrate the world's greatest footballing superstar? Make him the centerpiece of your action. You don't need anyone else. I think it was an organizational nightmare because a lot was punched into that to try and make the event more and more glamorous. And you know why? Because the organizers knew that Messi will not play football. So from the very start, this lack of footballing element was the central problem for me about this visit. Politicians ruined. Politicians, not only politicians, was, I think it was a systemic failure. How come police or the administration can allow water bottles inside the stadium when the previous day the Bidhannagar police had clearly said that the police had announced that no plastic bottles would be allowed. And then, even if you allow, open the cap and let them in so that the water gets, you cannot use them as missiles if you take the cap off. All you need to do is, okay, fair enough. You want the bottle, take the cap off and let them go. Then if you throw the bottle, it is not a missile. Here, a packed water bottle becomes a missile to throw. Now, these things are not new. We know. We actually know what can happen and how these things can go on. Why nobody to Abu Dhabi? Because it was a waste of money, waste of time. We had sent Ishan to the earlier auction. Ashok was there, by the way. Ashok was in Abu Dhabi for us. He did cover, but I thought Abu Dhabi was an absolute waste. There's no point sending someone to an IPL auction. That's why. Ramesh, otherwise we would have sent. There's no, Ashok is our person in Dubai. He drove from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. He has done some stuff from there, but with very little access there and the time being so problematic, there's no point wasting money and sending someone to Abu Dhabi. Most of the moment, Messi looked caged. Exactly. If you have 500 people around him, what else would he look like? He had no idea what was going on. But you can also question Messi and his team as to why would they not fulfill their commitments which they've signed the dotted line for. Calcutta, I understand. If you do something that will breach that security protocol, he's entitled to walking out. What happened in Delhi? The meet and greet in Delhi is something that one should think about. And that's again an opportunity for us as to how we treat superstars. By the way, I need to look what's going on with Satwik and Chirag against Liang and Wang. The match was supposed to start at 5:10. Let me see the World Tour Finals. Massive group, Satwik and Chirag against Liang and Wang. And Satwik Chirag match will now be starting at 17:55. This is a tough group. Very, very tough group. Chia So, Fikri Maulana, and of course Liang and Wang. It's a sorry, Aflian and Fikri. So Fajar Aflian and Sohibul Fikri, extremely fast. Liang and Wang, nemesis of Satvik and Chirag, and of course Chia So. We know what they have done to this pair. Recently, we've beaten Chia So again, but Paris Olympics, absolute. For me, it's one of those horrible memories. So, wish Satvik and Chirag, only Indian representation at the badminton tour finals, do a good job if they are able to advance. Only Sindhu, who's managed to win this one, but their game today, if they win two, they should qualify. Can you cover Indian squash team? Absolutely. Joshna and Abhay, 100%. We will try and cover every possible sport, but I urge you to go and check Abhishek Mishra's documentary in Prashant Veer's village. Beautifully done story. The guy left yesterday in that cold in his bike at 9 p.m. from Lucknow to go to his village and shoot that docu with his family. That's what proper journalism is all about. Devashish Sen's interview with Manoj Tiwari will give you some perspective. You will have some perspective. So when you watch a Shubman Gill, when you watch a Surya Kumar Yadav tonight, please also go and watch these kind of stories. The Prashant Veer story will make you feel good. It's aspiration. The Karthik Sharma story will make you feel good because it's aspiration. It dreams do come true, as Sachin Tendulkar always says. And these are dreams do come true kind of stories. Last few minutes on the show, couple of minutes. Let me take a few more questions. I've taken that footballer. Please name your top five footballers you've seen play. Now, do you mean live or do you mean footage? Because if it's footage, then obviously it'll be very different. But the number one will be Maradona. Boria sir, why doesn't open Vantara in Jamnagar? Boss, I have no answer to this. Why Jamtara will not open one? This is not something that I will have an answer to. So why are you giving me a super chat on this and what do you expect? How will I have an answer to this can only be answered by the people who run Vantara, or who have the remit or the decision making over Vantara, right? I mean, I don't. Was there another super chat? I think there was another one. Can you please give me that? There were quite a couple of super chats, folks. Yes, we can't get below two home whitewashers in test. In ODI's two most influential guys in ODI room now don't see Gigi's face. So if Gigi lose T20, will Gigi be sacked? So you're actually assuming India will lose. Then all of this. This is a counter history question. We can't below two home whitewashers. If you win 4-1 against Australia and qualify for the WTC final, then what will you say? No, 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 it's all okay. So why are you not saying that? If you're saying we can lose the T20 final, why are you not saying we can beat Australia 4-1 at home? What's the problem? Counter history. You are thinking way too far ahead when India has not lost a T20 series in recent times. Asia Cup you won, T20 World Cup you won, Australia series you won, South Africa hopefully you will win. Every series you won, England you won. You're still talking about a loss and saying GG sack. Bias? Possibly. How long will we pick players on reputation? That's the question we are asking. That has it come time? The debate is on. The jury is open. There is a serious debate going on. And how long is too long? How long is too long? Will the pressure mount? Will it not mount? Are we comfortable? Is the management comfortable? What is the plan there? Shubman and Surya, they need to score runs. Make no mistake. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because Shubman did spend time in the middle, which according to me is the recipe to come good. Surya, similar, has looked good, one innings away, has not looked out of sorts. It's not as if he's getting beaten every ball. The big runs haven't come. They did score in Australia just about a month back, not even a month back. So it's not about form. So what's going on there? But you're right. Questions will be asked and should be asked. Okay, last couple. If Gill scores 70 or 80, will that be enough to secure his spot? I don't think his spot is insecure at the moment. I think the murmurs are growing. But if he does score a 70 or 80, yes, deal done. Absolutely. But one has to see how that 70 or 80 is scored. Is it of 40 balls, 45 balls, 50 balls, or is it of 75 balls? Because clearly this is a new T20 template that's being followed by people in the world. And if India loses after Gill scores a 70 of 70 balls, then obviously questions will be asked. It's not just the statistics is an ass at times. So you've got to keep that in mind. World Cup squad will be picked before the New Zealand series, so only these two matches. Your point, that's a fair point. But at the same time, there will be provisions to change. So you can do that. There are ways and means. All of those things will happen. But at this point in time, if you ask me, this is the team. Surya captain, Gill vice captain. That's why I want them to score. Surya Kumar Yadav, big gun T20 player, has the ability, has the talent, has the potential. That's why we want him to score. Same with Shubman Gill. No question. Yes, but what is talent without performance and consistently? That's why we are asking this question. How big is it for them tonight? That's the headline I started with. I think it's time to end. I think there will be a Coldplay concert at Salt Lake Stadium in the coming days. Who will organize? You. Maybe you will organize that and give it to people as a Christmas gift and say, okay, here's the money that you spent in the Messi football thing, so I'm giving it to you. Maybe if you can, good on you. Can Abhishek rest and Sanju? No, have already said that and addressed that question. I think Mota Muti have taken a lot of questions today. Tried to. Jaiswal should be in place of Gill, vice captain quota. I don't think there is any quota. People have taken Shubman Gill is talented. Make no mistake. There's no quota here. Quota, PR, I don't think any of that is valid. Okay, more or less, I've taken everything. Let me end with 2 points. One, extremely important for India to get this experimentation right. So, is Surya Kumar Yadav finally your number 4? You had a Tilak Verma, you had an Aksar Patel, you had XY. So, is Surya finally number 4 or is he number 3? Take that call. Do not leave it to the World Cup. If you are using a floating number 3, fine, but Surya 4, let's get that. Number 2, I want to see how they bat. Even if they get a 25, Shubman Gill, 15 ball 25, how they bat. It's about the how, not the runs. 5 crisp drives, excellent start. India power play 6 over 62 for 2. Okay, because you have the gun middle order to take that score to 200 runs. Shubman Gill given you a start, 25, 27, 30 runs of 17 balls. Take it. Surya Kumar Yadav, how they bat, how, that's more important for me. And I will watch the game very closely tonight. I hope you do. Gargi Raut will be back with the pre-show with Shomik Chakraborty, with Abhishek Mishra, who is at the Ekana Stadium, with Bharat Ramraj at 6:30. Thanks. I've tried to take as many questions. It was a flood. It was much like the earlier times when I used to do alone. The questions wouldn't stop. That's great. That's great because it allows engagement. I will keep taking questions every day. And as I promised you guys yesterday, I will try and do this show as frequently as possible. If there are a couple of days which I don't do, then Gargi Raut will just step in alongside Rohit Jublan. For the moment, it's been 42 minutes. Didn't think about it. 42 minutes. So thank you very much for watching. Absolute pleasure bringing all of this to you. Keep watching the platform, the Manoj Tiwari interview, the Abhishek Mishra story from Prashant Veer's village, the live shows and plenty more coming up. And of course, there will be a report on Satvik Chirag the moment the match gets done. So multi-sport on the Rev Sports website, www.revsports.in, and of course on our platform. Thanks very much for watching.